when you have tall things, when you have short things, when you have things in corners that add depth. Literally, I'm so obsessed with this lamp, you guys. Like, I need help. Yeah, like looking at this wall, I think something taller would look really cool. Hello. It's a pretty gloomy fall day today. Very overcast. I love overcast weather. There's something about it that's just like cozy. There's something about it that's like, it feels like there's less pressure in the air. And I actually am the most productive on days like that. But I just turned on all the lights in here and I lit a candle and it is so incredibly cozy in here. And it's just making me kind of like survey the apartment. And I'm just standing here like, this place is really coming together. So this morning, honestly, I just felt like doing a little bit of show and tell. I want to show you guys some of the things that have been in videos, but I haven't specifically called out in terms of home decor. And then I have one area that I want to start thinking through in terms of art. So yeah, welcome to the vlog. If you're new here, my name is Tessa. My fiance and I just moved to Chicago from Los Angeles. And on my channel, we've got a lot of moving content. We've got a lot of decorating content. We've got a lot of organizing content. We've got a whole bunch of exploring Chicago content. I'm still figuring out Chicago, but I love it so far. And I'm also just out here always trying to be the best version of myself. So we've got a lot of content that's focused on self-improvement, but this is mainly just a vlog lifestyle channel. If any of those things seem of interest to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. But yeah, let's get into it. So this is the general overview. Like, how cozy is this, you guys? The lighting in here, I'm obsessed with. But look, like this looks like an apartment. Like this feels so good. But what I want to show you guys first is actually the guest bedroom, because I don't think I've updated you guys on the guest bedroom since I had the bed actually against the windows. When I originally put the bed this way, I kind of honestly, I got caught in a little bit of a mental trap. I feel like that happens to me kind of often, where I get in my head that things need to be a certain way. And so I like give a rule for myself of like, no, it has to go here. And then I think about it a little more and I'm like, no, it actually doesn't have to be anywhere. I can put this wherever I want. But when I was thinking about the bed specifically, I was like, okay, if I put the bed on this wall like I have it now, there's not going to be any room for like a dresser or anything on the other side of the bed. And I was like, okay, like since there's going to be no room for a dresser or anything like that, I think that it needs to go with the headboard against the window facing the room. But if I have the headboard against the window facing the room, obviously there's still no room for a dresser, because what, we're gonna put a dresser like floating in the middle of the room at the end of the bed? Like, no. So either way, there was not gonna be an option for a dresser. And once I realized that, I was like, Tessa, like, come on, use your brain. And then I switched the bed to over here, and suddenly everything just seemed to make more sense. Now, an update on the bedding. If you guys will remember, I was playing around with the bedding. I decided that I liked the striped sheets and that I liked the quilt and the shams, but the bed was feeling kind of prison-y, because when I first put on the quilt, I had tucked it in because in my head, again, another stupid rule for myself, I was like, I want to see the end of this bed. I don't know why I thought that. So I kind of had all the bedding tucked in and it just looked very prison-y, I won't lie. But then one day I made it like this with it hanging over and it folded down, and it suddenly just looked like so much more luxe and so much more nice. So I'm loving the bed made like this. Eventually I want to get 2 extra pillows, just so like, you know, we've got the 4 pillows going on. And I also want to get almost like a log rectangle pillow. I'm not sure what color. I think it has to be neutral just because of what we got going on here, but I think it might be able to be a little darker just to bring in something different. And then if you guys have been around for a while, you will know, you will remember these sconces. These are the same sconces that I got in LA that I used to frame my gallery wall in LA. Now, I wasn't sure when we got to Chicago, I wasn't sure if there was gonna be a spot for these. But then when I got to thinking about this bed frame, I was like, hold on. Maybe we can do a sconce framing the bed type of moment. And honestly, you guys, I love it. For those of you who haven't been around since the dawn of time, I just also want to re-explain that these sconces, I did not wire them into the wall. That seems very expensive, honestly. I don't know how people do that. What I did, and I'll show you, I very haphazardly with orange tape for some reason. I need to change that at some point, but I very haphazardly taped in puck lights to these, so these actually aren't wired in, and to turn them on, you just press the puck light And then we've got a sconce. So that's my little DIY moment with these, but I love how these frame the bed. I'm not sure what I want in terms of artwork above the bed. I'm thinking something like longer and skinnier, since the bed frame, the headboard, is a little tall. So I don't know if something vertical above that would look good, although we have a lot of wall space. Since the headboard is taller, I think something more horizontal above might look good. But this room feels so good, and we've had so many guests already, so we've tested it out. People are liking the situation. We do need art above the bed. We do eventually need side tables. And across from the bed, I have another one of these wonderful curved walls that I still don't know what to do with these curved walls. But I'm thinking if we have artwork above the bed, we won't necessarily need artwork on this wall. I'm thinking maybe we do kind of a plant moment over here just to like bring something in. But yeah, the guest room portion of the side room is coming together. And then for the desk portion, this is what I decided to go with, because I was thinking it's a little weird to have this mirror above this desk. But I was thinking if I was a guest in this room, like there's no mirror in this room, and our guest bathroom, the lighting is just very weird. So I was just like putting myself in the shoes of a guest, and I would definitely want a different mirror situation than in our guest bathroom. So I was like, okay, maybe we can put a mirror above the desk, and the desk can kind of dual function as my office space and like a vanity space for guests. If you guys remember, I had two mirrors that I was deciding between for the entryway. We'll go over there in a little bit. I had a circular wooden mirror and then this mirror, and I knew I wanted a mirror here. I knew I wanted a mirror over in the entryway, but I didn't know which one I wanted where. And so I just played with them both in both areas, and I decided this mirror goes best in here and the circular mirror goes best in the entryway. And there's something about this tall mirror with these candlesticks that I'm obsessed with. I originally had this exact same setup in the entryway. So when I decided to put this mirror over here, I decided to bring over the candlesticks also. But I think the addition of a few shiny elements, like the gold sconces and the kind of like mirror silver candlesticks, I feel like the addition of shiny in here is really working and bringing more like life into the space. Eventually I want to jazz up the desk a little more. I think I might want to add some books, maybe a vase with some plants. It's feeling a little bare. We still need to work with it, but honestly it just feels so good in here, and working from home in here feels about 1,000 times better than working from home in our side room in LA. Something about, it was the layout of the LA side room. I don't think I ever really even showed you guys that room because it was always chaotic. But the layout of that room, we had a closet where the doors of the closet were mirrors. You know how certain apartments have that sometimes, where the closet is just like a full length wall filled mirror. So because of that, and because of where the door was, and because of where the windows were, it really limited where we could put the desk, where we could put everything that we had in there. And we never had a full guest bed in there, so the room always felt like a Mod Podge. It felt like half an office, half a guest room, because we had a little day bed that we kind of used as our like guest bed. And then we also had our Peloton in there, which we actually ended up selling before we moved here. But it just felt, I don't know, it never felt like the space had a true identity. But in this room, it's still half guest room, half office, but it's so much more normal to have a bed and a desk in a room than it is to have a desk, a daybed, a Peloton, all the random stuff. So I'm honestly really loving how this room is coming together. Now moving into the living room, there are two additions here that I haven't talked to you guys about yet. First thing is the new coffee table, which was supposed to come, actually, I think it was supposed to come around this time, but I ordered it so long ago and it ended up coming like way sooner than I thought it was going to. So that's awesome. We've got brand new coffee table. And then I bought this lamp on Amazon, and you guys, when I tell you I'm completely obsessed with this lamp, it's a little weird. There's something about this lamp that I am literally completely obsessed with. First of all, I love the look of it. I love the gold, I love the wood. This lampshade also feels a little bit more elevated compared to other lampshades. But it was something about when I brought this lampshade into this corner that made this corner literally feel alive. And I am no expert. I am no home decor expert. I just love it and I think it's fun. But the more I think about this lamp, the more I think that what I love about it is that it added height to this corner. What's interesting and what's so fun about home decor to me is that home decor, yes, it's about looks, it's about colors, it's about textures, it's about how things look. But what home decor is really about is how it moves your eye around the space. Like placing certain things in certain areas are gonna force your eye to move around the space in different ways. So playing with heights, playing with corners, it's a way to like make your eye really look around the entire room. So as much as you're picking out things because you're like, oh, this thing is cute, you're also picking out things that is signaling to your eyes, like, how do I want people to view this space? You're kind of like defining the space. And playing with heights, like certain things that are taller, certain things that are lower, it moves the eye. Instead of the eye just like scanning like this when you walk into a room. And I hope you guys can see me because I definitely cannot see the camera from this far. Should I come closer? Is this a weird angle? Okay, just in case that was weird, I'm coming over here. But when you have kind of everything like a couch, a table, a chair, that's all kind of at the same level, your eye is gonna look around the room like this. It's gonna scan. But when you have tall things, when you have short things, when you have things in corners that add depth, your eye then takes this path around the room, which first of all is more interesting and more complex for your brain. So it makes your brain think like, oh, what an interesting space, like just simply because of how your eye is moving, not even because of what exactly is in the room, but because of how the eye is taking this path, your brain is going to think, wow, what an interesting space. And then once you have cool stuff in those corners, in those spaces, that's when you really get the wow factor of like, wow, this room is so put together. So when I put this lamp in this corner, and it's not, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, let me like take you through the POV of what I'm talking about. So when you walk in, the eye is scanning, your eye's moving in this direction, but suddenly when you have something like this lamp in this corner, suddenly, first of all, I mean, look how cute that is. First of all, it creates such a like cozy Nancy Meyers, like it creates such just like a cute little area. But imagine for a second, and I'm not gonna move it because I'm lazy, but imagine for a second what this corner would look like without this lamp. It would dead right here. It would end right here. Nothing about this corner is drawing your eye to it. It's just empty. But the second you bring in something that has height and also light, suddenly this corner comes to life, and suddenly it's a moment, suddenly it's a vibe. And to me, like literally I'm so obsessed with this lamp, you guys. Like I need help. Like how long am I gonna go on about this lamp? Like this is actually, this is why I have so many home decor videos, you guys, because I genuinely love it. But I think honestly everything about this is working in such great harmony, because look at the gold compared to the dull of the stone and brick behind it. It pops out from the background. Then also the height moves your eye, draws your eye, and it gives some interest to this area that would just be a flat couch. So the height is bringing something in, and then also the light. The light creates a mood, and the light itself also draws your eye. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about the contrast of the gold with the stone. That's why I also love this piece, because of the contrast element. If we had this piece on a white wall, like white frame, white background, white wall, it would be so much less interesting. But the second that you put this piece on a brick wall, suddenly it comes to life. Suddenly it takes on a whole other element. So I love playing with contrast too. And this is also an element of height in the living room that also plays into things, because everything's low down here. And then we've got this up here and this up here. So it just, again, we're helping the eye move around. I also love the coffee table, because if you guys remember, we had a gold circular coffee table, which honestly was just never the perfect shape or size for this couch. It was always a little bit low and it didn't fill the area in the exact way you would want. So we were due for an upgrade with a coffee table, but I also wanted something see-through, because I really loved, once we got this carpet, I really loved the texture of it. I loved the subtle design in it, and I loved the tone in it. So I didn't want to just like completely cover it. I wanted to get a coffee table that like worked with and accentuated the rug. So that's why we went with a glass top. I also just love the shape of it, like the shape of this wood. I'm obsessed. I also love the tone of this wood and how it works with the tone of the wood in the lamp. By the way, the lamp is from Amazon. I'll link that below. This is from West Elm. And normally I don't love a matchy-matchy wood moment. I honestly don't really love a matchy-matchy anything moment. I feel like it makes the space feel like it was like purchased as a set rather than like curated. But I actually really like these two together, because the coffee table has the glass on top of it. So it's like not hiding, but like the wood is underneath, and then most of the wood of the lamp is behind the couch, and they are far enough away from each other where I think actually them matching actually works. But matching and being matchy-matchy is something you gotta just play around with it to see if it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it really doesn't work, in my opinion. All these things are just my opinion. If you love having every single thing in your house the exact same tone, then that works for you. But for me, I like it a little different. Now I wanna quickly talk about this entryway. If you guys watched, I think it was my last home decor video where I talked about this area. This area is very tough because there is literally no natural light in this area, which I think makes decorating so hard. In my last apartment in LA, certain areas had natural light, certain areas really didn't. And I found that very tricky. And I'm finding that pretty tricky in this area too. We have this light here that I did change the light bulb because it was very blue before, so at least now it's warm. I'm a warm lighting girl. Anything blue or white, get it out of here. But I was deciding between the mirror that's in the guest room and this mirror, and I think this mirror works better because I love this wood with this wood. I like the contrast of it, and I also liked having something on this wall. The other mirror I was just gonna stack on top of this and lean against the wall, but something about having it on the wall, it feels like it fills the space more. This table is still one of my favorite finds from the thrift shop in LA that we got a lot of things from. Like, it is so nice, and I love the chunkiness of the legs. Like, I'm just so obsessed with this piece, and I think it works really good shape wise and size wise in this area. Now there's still a lot to be done in this area. Completely empty basket, completely empty surface. But I think in this area right now I'm envisioning I want to slowly gather up some books, and I think having books along here would be nice. And then I'm also tempted to get almost like a dish for us to put keys in, but like, I'll be real with you guys, like, I want a dish because like I think that makes the most sense practically for this area. But then when I think about us actually putting keys in the dish, I'm like, oh my God, like, no, we're not just gonna have keys lying out in a dish. Like, that's my own personal problem. Like, I think home decor on some level should always be practical. Like, it should never be purely for looks. But then when it comes to clutter and things like dishes, I'm like, no, that's for looks. So we'll see, but I want to slowly gather. Like, I don't think throwing things together quickly ever turns out good. So we're gonna slowly gather for this area, but this is what we got going with this area. Now let's talk about over here. I'm envisioning a lamp, like a pretty big table lamp, to go next to these two things. I'm picturing that. I'm picturing maybe going like this high, and I'm picturing something like kind of substantial in size and shape. I think at nighttime, once we've got a lamp over here and a lamp over here, like, it's gonna, first of all, it's gonna draw the eye, like I was talking about. It's gonna draw the eye around the space because the light is gonna bring it around. Right now, your eye totally skips over this space because, first of all, it's at eye level and there's just really nothing going on here. So I think adding light in this area, it's practical, but it's also gonna help like fill the space and move the eye. But I've been looking on Etsy, I've been looking on Amazon, I've been looking everywhere. I don't know exactly what I want, but everything out there is not it. Does anyone else feel like that sometimes? Like, I feel like sometimes, for me, I think it happens more with home decor, but sometimes it happens with clothing too. I feel like other people, this might be more common with clothing. Like, I don't know exactly what is a yes, but everything I'm seeing is like a very much obvious no. And so I just keep looking. Like, every few days, I'm just looking around at lamps. But a lot of the lamps that I am being drawn to, they're still not perfect, but a lot of the lamps that I'm being drawn to are like the $500 lamps. I'm like, no. Like, no, I'm not buying a $500 lamp. That's crazy. But like, all of those, they look pretty cute. So I'm looking for a lamp. I'm looking for a lamp that's bulky, somewhat neutral, but also has a little color maybe, has a nice lampshade, brings warmth. That's my version of the Looking for a Man in Finance remix, if that wasn't obvious. But yeah, so lamp. And then we also want to go through Miles's grandma's art to find another piece to put above this dresser and like kind of like behind, but somewhat above the lamp. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go through the art we have and see, I'm just gonna kind of brainstorm on what might work. for help with this when he gets home. I'm gonna go through them together with him when he gets home, but I found two that I think could work. So the first one is this one. I love that it's neutral, but we've got some color going on. But I'm wondering, is this a little small for this area? Or like with a lamp here, do you think it would fill the space more? We could also get a frame that has a little bit bigger of a mat, so it makes the piece itself a little bigger. But I love this one. I'll give you a close-up. Like, how cool are all of these? They're just so stunning. I'm obsessed with her art. Then I also pulled this one, which is much bigger. But like, how cool is that? And it really like fills this space. I think it's the right width for the dresser. And again, height, it's gonna draw the eye up because we don't have anything in this space. It really fills this wall. I think this one could be it. And then if we have a lamp here, like the picture is still taller than the lamp, so it's not gonna get like totally hidden by the lamp. I think this one could be it. I'll give you a close-up of this one too. Like the way she plays with just like texture and color, it's so cool. And I love that they're like mostly neutral, but they're just so interesting. And then of course it being Miles's grandma's work, like it's just so cool. Like I feel so lucky that we have all this stuff. Yeah, like looking at this wall, I think something taller would look really cool. And especially if I go for a more like neutral, like a lot of the lamps that I'm being drawn to are like kind of ceramic. So they're kind of like duller, they're a little more neutral. So if we have something bigger with some more color behind it, I think it could look really cool. And then we'll have to decide on a frame. But yeah, it's coming together, you guys. Those are all of my updates as of right now. This weekend coming up, Miles and I are going to Milwaukee for the weekend for my sister's baby's baptism, which first of all, like her baby is, I know I'm biased, but her baby is the cutest baby I've ever seen. Like if a baby could be famous, her baby would be famous. Like so stunning, gorgeous, cute. So we're going to Milwaukee for that, but we are also probably, this is gonna be the time, I told you guys last time that my sister's husband has been propagating some fiddle leaf fig trees for us. And I think it's time, they are growing roots. I think it's time to plant them and to bring them to the apartment. They're obviously gonna be very small. Right now, they're literally just like 1 or 2 leaves. But once we get those in here, hopefully, I so hope that I can grow those to the size that my sister and her husband have grown them. It's mainly her husband that's doing it, but I hope that I can do it too, because if we can get some like big tree type things in here, again, height, but also like life of plants, it's so important. For me personally, I think too many plants starts to kind of like overwhelm a space, but like the perfect amount of plants, it brings just enough life, just enough color, and it really like makes a space feel alive. So I'm so excited to go there this weekend. We'll probably come back with those. And also this weekend, which thinking about it makes me so excited, like you guys have no idea. My parents, after me and my sister like moved out and like became adults and like went and lived life, growing up we always had real trees that we would go buy and we would decorate and do the whole thing. But then once the kids were out of the house, my parents were like, we're not doing this real tree thing, like all the pine needles, all the like, no, like we're switching to fake trees. So they have had 2 fake trees in their house. Oh, I'm talking about Christmas trees, by the way. I don't think I gave that context. Christmas trees for Christmas time. So they, for the longest time, have had 2 fake Christmas trees that they have been using for the holidays. And for whatever reason, I don't know why they got a new tree. I think they just wanted one. But they got a new fake tree that they are putting in the living room. So the old fake tree is up for grabs. And guess who's getting it? It is a full like tree. And you guys, I am so excited. For the past 6 years, 7 years, however long I've, you know, lived in LA in apartments, I've only ever had like a small like tabletop, and I bought a gold tree. I think it was from like Target. It was pretty big for a tabletop tree, but for the longest time I would use that tree, and I didn't have like any of like my ornaments, you know what I mean? So I would just buy like kind of packs of ornaments. But to me, the joy of Christmas is like every year like going through your ornaments again, and every year like buying 1 or 2 so that you can add, and like as you decorate the tree, you're like, oh my God, I remember this ornament. It's from this. Or like, you know, like I have such weird ornaments too. Like I, way back, you know, in the past of my life, remember when like swine flu was a thing? It must have been in like middle school or high school, but like the flu of the season was swine flu, and I got swine flu. And so for whatever reason, that year we got a little pig ornament to like, oh, this was the year you got swine flu. I don't know, it's weird, but it's like a cute little pig ornament. And every time I put the pig ornament on the tree, I just like think about, I mean, that's a weird example because it's an illness, but I don't know, it's just funny. Like it takes you through like the story of your life. So we're gonna go home, we're gonna take their tree, it's gonna be a full-size tree, and I'm gonna get my ornaments, like my portion of the family's ornaments, and I'm gonna be able to decorate a full-size Christmas tree in my own apartment for the first time ever. So that will probably be the next video. Yeah, I think that'll probably be literally the next video from this video. And once that's in here, you guys, like I am never gonna leave my apartment. It's gonna be the most cozy, wonderful, inviting place ever, and I'm so excited. So yeah, decorating for just everyday life gives me so much joy, but decorating for Christmas, it's a different type of joy, you guys, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. I just felt like bringing you guys around to show you guys some stuff I haven't shown you so that we can all just like be on the same page with the decorating thing. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you made it to this part in the video, I'm gonna put another prompt. These are like some of my favorite things to read when you guys actually answer the questions at the end of the video. It like literally gives me so much joy. Okay, let me think. This video is gonna be posted right after Thanksgiving, I think. Is that true? I think that's true. So let me know, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Like what, when you make your plate, what is your favorite thing on the plate? Like to you, like what is that one thing that if it was missing from the Thanksgiving dish, it would feel like devastating. For me, this is a basic answer, super basic, but like mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving hits. It hits so hard. And to experience a Thanksgiving plate that didn't have mashed potatoes, I personally think that would be devastating. I also love, and this is a little more niche, so I'm not devastated if this isn't there, but my mom also makes this like sweet potato. It's kind of similar to like some people do like marshmallow sweet potato. It's kind of similar to that in flavor profile, but it's like a sweet potato cream sauce type of thing, and the sweet potatoes are cut very, very thin, and it is so rich and so good, and it's got like lemon zest in it too, and I'm obsessed with lemon flavoring and things. So like a lemon zesty cream sauce sweet potato, that the one that my mom makes, that if I'm at home for Thanksgiving, like that is my favorite. But yeah, let me know, and I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure this video is gonna go up after Thanksgiving. If it did, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you're having a wonderful end to the year. This is probably one of my favorite times of the year, is like November, December. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. I will see you guys next time for decorating my first full-size tree, like of, you know, for my own space ever. So I'm so excited. That's all. I gotta end the video here. Okay, bye-bye.